ever since I was a child. Now it's showing its ugly face. What can I do? Music creeps into my dreams, wakes me into sweaty sheets, abandons me when nights died out. What can I do? What can I do? So I better use my legs and run before it is too late to flee. I fear there is no other way. It's what I can do, what I can do. Babe, I want to be with you, but you know there's music too. Don't let jealousy alert you. Stop this, get right. Stop this, get right. So I better use my legs and run before it is too late to flee. I fear there is no other way. It's what I can do, what I can do. Babe, I want to be with you, but you know there's music too. Don't let jealousy alert you. Stop this, get right. Stop this, get right.
Okay, we're back in for the afternoon session, and we have got the IFCA World Foil Championships going on. They've just bashed out a couple of races, so it's looking good for a few of the main players. And there's a couple of boys who have actually turned it on in the last couple of races. More on that in a minute, because we will be having the freestyle foil battle coming up, the MB Boards battle. Muller and crew will be entering that. We have a bit more wind today. Heard 14 to 17 knots on the course. So let's talk about the foil racing. Who is the main players today? Well, I've got to tell you, Gonzalo Costa-Hovel has stepped things up. A first and a second in race 6 and 7. He is back on form. And obviously the big Dutchie, who we were talking about yesterday, who was causing all the upsets. Well, he didn't kick off today with a great race. He was a bit down the pan. He actually looked pretty good, but he's just seeing that back loop foil crash there. But he was up there at the first mark, but then just lost it on the downwind. But he came back in that second race today, which was race number 7, with a win. So he is still leading the fleet. Steve Allen, I think, is still up there in second place. He was second in that first race. I didn't actually see him in the second race today. We have got race number 3 for today and race number 8 coming up pretty soon. We did have a few pre-rolls, but I don't know if we're going to have enough time to run them now, which is a bit of a shame. But did a bit of a walk round on the beach, having a bit of chat with a few of the players, having a look at a bit of the gear that was going on. Yeah, I think we can have a quick go at running the pre-roll. If depending when they start this race, we might cut it short, but let's see. So let's take a look at that video. Okay, day number 2, we're going to kick off because we've got the foil racing started. We've got number 2 in the event at the moment, a Mr. Steve Allen. Some people said they thought he was past it, but he's still going. Steve, what are you going on? Big one.
I just have 2 sails around 9, 5.
Hang on. I know he's in a hurry. We're going to run. We're going to run. He's like, shut up, Ben.
This is just my cut 11.5 formula. It's maybe around 9.8, 9.7, something like that. I just felt a little more comfortable in it yesterday.
Can you beat the big guy today?
Beat him in one race yesterday. Let's see if I can do it again. But yeah, it could be possible, but he's flying.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's
Fast.
Really fast. So I just have to fix my top here.
Okay, so these boys, like I said, we're going to let them get ready because they are kicking off with the foil races. We've got a few of the other boys here. Nicholas Goya, it's all hectic stuff. He's polishing his foil, that's what they do. You ready for today, boss?
Better than yesterday, I think. Yesterday I did many really bad starts and I was catching up after, but I know I can do a little better. I want to catch up now today with the top 5, maybe top 3. So let's see. Okay,
good luck, mate.
Thank you.
Okay, so it sounds like big sail stuff again. All the boys on the big boards. I think 91 wide is the limit. There has been a bit of controversy with the Neil Pride boys. Now, they can't use their big sail because it's over 6 meters. Now, I think in the IFCA rules, you can't be higher than 6 meters. So they're having to use their 9 meters. There has been a few guys, I don't want to say cheating, but cheating, yes, I know. There has been a few protests. I think someone has already been chucked out. So keep your eye on that one. Keep your eye on that one. I'm just having a look to see who's around. We've got a few of the boys running around looking pretty hectic. Mr. Huget, back from my racing days. I remember that fella. Used to do the Olympic Mistral sailing. He looks like he's in a hurry. He looks all padded up. He doesn't trust the people out there. All good?
Yeah, all good. The wind is building up, so it will be nice. Hopefully I can do a bit better than yesterday. But it's really exciting, like on the line, 70 guys.
It's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, blasting around, like starboard, port start. And yeah, the lake is pretty small, so you have to tack and jibe and tactic. It's nice.
Okay. Cool. Good luck today, mate.
Yeah, thanks.
There we go. So on the big old starboard, they obviously that starboard's kind of a funny one because obviously you can only have 91 wide, but it's super fat. You should see the thickness of this thing. Gonzalo Kostov, he's got his headphones on. What are you listening to, Madonna? Or?
No, just getting ready for the start, my countdown, so all good. Looks like some good wind coming up there on the lake. I hope it doesn't get too cloudy because that kind of kills it, they said. But it looks like we're going to get a lot of action. 3 races, then a break, and then another 3.
It's pretty tactical out there as well, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yesterday I got many mistakes. Sometimes you sail really close to the beach and you come out of there with a very big gust, and sometimes you just get there without planing. So it's very tactical. Yeah.
Okay. And the big man's going well. He's usually on Neil Pride. He's took the Severn.
Yeah, he's making me look bad. Nah, yeah, well, they had a problem with the 10 Neil Prize, so then he took the Severn and he's flying. But he's racing very good. I was training with him before the event, and he was not as fast as yesterday, I think, or he was sandbagging me. No, but he's doing great and he's racing really good. He's not taking risks, so he's doing very good.
Okay, good luck, mate, today.
Thank you. Bye.
There we go. So you can see everyone is just running around at the moment. I can't see the big man who's leading. He's around here somewhere. Obviously, sandbagging is when you basically sail slower, and then in the race you take the sandbags out and go pretty quick. But you can see you've got the young guns coming through as well. Got Mr. Nico Prien. What size sail's he on? He's one of the Neil Pride boys.
I have to be on the 9, unfortunately.
On the 9.
I have
big enough?
We'll see about that now. Yeah.
Okay, so you're on the 9, apparently. Apparently. Look at this. This is the way you carry the foil. It looks dangerous. Mr. Polak. Whoa! It's dangerous. This is lethal round here. It's got the RRD 91. You ready for today?
Yeah, ready.
You got a bit bigger over the years. Last time I saw you, you're about this big.
Yeah, I'm getting taller and taller.
You ready for the race?
Yeah.
Okay, good luck, mate. There we go. So we got a bit of contingent. We've got some of the... Ooh, lost me Neil tickets. You can't have that, can you? The Swiss boys, you ready? Yeah. Who's your closest rival?
Him.
Yes, exactly. That's what I thought. These boys, they're not at the front of the fleet, but they're having a good battle, and that's what it's about here. You ready to take him down today?
Of course.
There's a bit
Already
of a size
the last
difference.
of yesterday I beat him, so
It's on.
it's the beginning of a new story. That's all.
Good luck, boys.
Yeah, thank you.
There we go. So like I said, it's not all about 70 riders out there. So we always concentrating on the beginning, you know, the front of the fleet battles, but there is battles going on all the way through. Pretty hectic stuff. I was going to say, I was trying to bump into the leader at the moment. I can't find him anywhere. He's a big fella. He can't hide. Alexander Kuzan. Obviously, he's been up there yesterday in a few races. No, I still can't see him. He really can't hide. He's about 2 meters and 1 centimeter tall. And if anyone's ever seen my videos before, I was in Costa Brava looking at the entry list, and there was finalists, and I was going through them, naming them. And they're like, Ned 55. Who's he? Well, he is leading at the moment, yes. Opziland, where is he? Where is he? He was the boss from Mr. Ifka himself. We got Ruben. What's going on, boss?
Well, I'm just checking seal numbers.
Disqualified anyone
like
yet?
that one, like that one, like
Oh,
that
illegal.
one. Getting a warning, you know, it's not correct.
I
but
tell you, he's the boss, mate. He's the boss. Thrown any one disqualification so far?
Yeah, we had some issues yesterday with some guys using the wrong gear. And,
Got to play by the rules.
yeah, exactly. They got punished, and we gave another warning to some, and we're just gonna keep checking, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. No cheating.
No cheating. There you go. The rules. They've got the rules. All right, mate. We'll let you go. Ruben Patrici, on it. Used to be a fairly good freestyler back in the day. He's now the main man in charge of this thing. So he's the guy kicking people out. Okay, we're going straight into the race, and we had to cut that a little bit short because race number 3 is getting ready for the off. Yes, I say race number 3. It's actually race number 8 in total because we did 5 races yesterday, but race number 3 for day number 2 here at the Engadinwind, brought to you by Dakine. Here we go. Let's see if we can pick anybody out. Obviously, Luke Van Opziland is the man to beat at the moment. Gonzalo Costa Hovel is having a good day, though. Steve Allen pretty much up there in the mix. Julian Bontemps had a very consistent day as well. So look out for Julian Bontemps. Actually sailing on a 9 meter, so it's really impressive. You can see actually Opziland in the middle of the fleet there. Didn't look like he had the best start, but he'll be powering his way out of it. He's got some good speed. Steve Allen looks like he's had a good start as well in the middle. We've got those 3 Pride riders at the bottom of that pack, look all pretty solid as one of the boys just drifts off. You can see that's Nicholas Vorenberg in the lead. We've got, I think, one of the Danish riders. We've got Nico Preen in there as well on the other Neil Pride. Obviously, we've got the 2 Gastras. It will be Curdle and Goya on the blue Gastras. Got a couple of the Phantom cells in there. Probably one of them will be Kuzan. The volume is low. Okay. Is the volume low? I don't know. You tell me. I can never tell. I've got a different microphone at this competition, so hopefully it's working. And pretty much got it shoved in my nose, so I can't get any closer to it. But there you go. What an epic view this is of Lake Silverplana here for the Venor Engadinwind. Yes, the Engadinwind. Solid event, this one on the calendar now, I think, for a good few years to come. Volume is good on my end, we're hearing. Nah, nice and loud, says Tony. Fine for me, says Martin. So we have a few people tuning in to the YouTube channel. Good boys. Nice to see there's people out there. It's always nice to get a few comments in. Let us know what you think. But look at the scenery, guys. I'm not going to get emotional on you, but look at that. It's beautiful. Bloody beautiful. It looks like the boys who have gone up into that corner are looking well, apart from a few of them have gone too far in. They look like they're in the wind shadow. I think whoever's going to hit those trees, they might get a little bit of a wind bend there, and they are going to come out absolutely looking awesome. Who's that on the Severn? Right up the top end. They are looking in a very good position. There's a nice gust coming across here. Looks like one of the Gastras is looking very good as well in the middle of your picture. I think we've got one of the Severns right up on the top end. Also looking good.
Okay, we wait to hear information who is leading. Whoa.
So we're waiting to hear. Bontemps, I guess he's going to be up there. He's been looking very good today. Gonzalo Costa-Hovo also looking really solid today. Luke Van Opsieland is the man to beat. He has got the speed. He won the last race by, I won't say a country mile, but it was a fair old distance. We had some really close races on day one, but day two, actually, the leaders have been quite far out. Pumping does seem to be where it looks like Matrovic from Croatia on that RRD cell. We got someone else going right up close to the lake. Got to be careful. Interestingly as well, Opsieland has a massive foil on him, 110 cm long. A lot of the other guys on 95s. So he is having to keep that foil nice and high. So when it is nice and high, you're going fast. But as soon as you put it down in the water, there's a lot more drag. So it's a little bit riskier, but he seems to be making it count. Okay, so who's going to be around that top mark? Let's have a look, see how close we can get to the leaders. It looks like someone's going to be going around pretty soon. And there we go. Is that Steve Allen? I think it is Steve Allen, but look at the man in front. Have a guess who it is. It's the big Dutchman coming down that first reach in first place. Luke Van Opsieland is leading again. Yes, he is. I'm pretty sure that's the first jibe mark. And Luke Van Opsieland round in first. Second place looks like Goya. From France. Then we've got Steve Allen, the old boy, still there, isn't he? The Aussie going well. He's been tweaking the foils, tweaking everything. He's a tweaker and he's making it count. So Steve Allen in third. It looks like it's not Curdle. It could be. So it could be Curdle in second, or it could be Nicholas Goyer on that Gastra. Can't see the sale numbers are here, but super close behind him. We've got the other Gastra, which will probably be Curdle or Goyer. So the two Gastras are there, and Opsieland is already jibing off. He made that mistake in the first race today, and it cost him some serious ground. So let's hope for his sake he's made a good decision there. We're trying to keep the speed up. Gonzalo Costa-Hovo looks like he should be in the mix as well. Obviously, Steve Allen was there the last time we looked as they make it down. And there we go. That's a better shot from the drone. Just getting a much better look at it. Looks like the Gastras have pulled in here. Look at the distance. And there we go. Just that massive gust you can see on the left-hand side is really paid off. So this could be Curdle or Goya on the Gastra has now taken the lead. And Opsieland's not having the best downwinds. He's been losing a lot of places. Curdle as well lost a lot of places on that first race on the downwind. So if this is Curdle, he's really made amends of it. But it could be Nicholas Goya, I think. He looks like he's on a taboo. So it's, I think, Nicholas Goya in the lead on the Gastra. Opsieland in second place. Steve Allen behind him. We're just missing out on those other riders. We've got the other Gastra rider with them. And we've got the other Severn as well. So super close. If you're just tuning in, we are in Switzerland. Yodelidly, hoo-hoo. Or is that Austria? I don't know. But I think we're in Switzerland. Lake Silver Planner. For the Venora Engadinwind, brought to you by Dakine. Good to see some of the sponsors stepping up. And we have got the Foil World Championships, the IFCA Foil World Championships, out in the lead. I have a feeling it's Nicholas Goya, Opsiland from Holland in second place. But just watch the speed of the big Dutchman on the reach. That is where he's been reeling the boys in. And it's Goya to jibe first. Opsiland in second. Then we've got Steve Allen. It could be Gonzalo Costa-Hovel, I think, in fourth place. And then we've got Sebastian Kördel, I think, the big German, in about fifth place. I will have, yes, there we go. He's got the starboard logo on. So it's Kördel in fifth place. And that's how we're looking. Awesome views from the drone. And you can just see how far the other boys go back. There's 70 riders in this competition, all different levels. We've got some young riders in there. We've got some women. Obviously very difficult to pick them out in one big race like this. Much easier when they've got their own separate fleets. But Nicholas Goya looking really good here. Looking like he's going to go around this last jibe mark in first place. Just going low to cut up nice and tight. So there we go. Goya goes round. He's had to put some bigger sail numbers on because IFCA rules state they've got to be a certain size. And for me, it makes it a lot easier. I can actually read them. Maybe we need to have this rule on the PWA. Oh, we do have that rule. Okay, I won't say anything, shall I? Okay, let's go back to that other view. We were seeing them going round. It's got Kördel round there, Steve Allen round there. Looks like that's Alexander Cousin. Just a little bit wider, boys. There we go. So Cousin coming round. Bontemps still in the mix. We've got Kurnum just coming round. Preen. We've got Colombo from Switzerland. He's looking pretty solid as well. He's had some good races today, the Swiss rider. So expect to see him pretty soon. And back to the leaders we're going to go. And there we go. That's the angle of those guys. Just look at the Dutchman. He's got some big levels on him and he loves to pump. So when he pumps, he climbs really high. And you can see he's already gained about 5 meters upwind of Nicholas Goya. So he'll probably cross him pretty close now. He's going to go behind just to make sure. But Nicholas Goya is still got the overlap tax and goes ahead of Opsiland. Can he hold on till the end of the race, or can the big Dutchman come back at him? You can see the Dutchman has got further up, and that is why he can point so high. He doesn't stop pumping. Speaking to Kördel earlier, basically just saying every time you drop out of the gust, if you pump then for 20 seconds, you can gain so much ground. So you've got to be on your fitness gains. You've got to be right on it. So yeah, what a view though. Silver Planner, it is made for foil racing, I reckon. It's kind of a nice little arena. You can't go too far out. You can't just bang one corner. You've got to put a few tacks in. So it makes it tactical. You've got some shifting. I would say this is the perfect place for a foil course race like we've got at the moment. So why not give it the IFCA World Championship title? Really good to see. Can Nicholas Goya hold on though? The big Dutchman, I would say, has got the speed. So he's going to have to hold him off. But there's a few tactics going into play here. It's going to come down to the headers and the lifts. If the boys start to get head on this tack coming into the land on the other side, then Nicholas Goya is obviously going to have the advantage. If they get lifted, then Opsiland is going to have that inside line, is going to gain ground on Nicholas Goya. So if we see from the drone, we'll be able to see that angles of attack. And it looks like they're going with it. So Opsiland tacking exactly the same time as Goya. So he's going to now hope that they get headed going across here. So the wind, in effect, would shift to the right. And then they get headed, and that would play into the Dutchman's favour. You can see he's pumping all the way, and he's climbing all the time on Nicholas Goya. So he has reeled him in. It's going to be very close for this second lap. But as we know, Opsiland was already leading round the first lap, but it was on the downwind when Nicholas Goya took the ground. So we're expecting the big Dutchman maybe to go around the top mark in first place because that is where he's shown some serious speed. The downwind legs is where he's been losing a bit of ground, either on the gusts or tactic. I don't think it's down to just speed. Hopefully we get a bit closer, but I think we run a little bit far out of signal up there. And there you go. That's what he's doing. Opsiland just pumping his way up. You've got to remember, this is the third race today, and he is still going for it. And when he's pumping, he's just forcing that board upwind. And it looks like Goya is going to get done here. Is he going to get done? It looks like he's crossing behind him. So what a performance from the big Dutchman. He's a big fella, but he's obviously very fit. Comes from an RSX background. And it looks like Nicholas Goya's getting rolled here. Well, getting over. Let's see from the drone, because you can't quite see from that angle. But I think he's done him. So there we go. Opsiland is going to take the lead. He just pumped his way out of trouble there. Tack below him and just pumped his way into the lead. Impressive stuff from the big Dutchman. 2 meters tall. He is now leading, but he's only got a 5 meter gap between him and Nicholas Goya to take another race victory. And he is looking all the time like he will be taking this world title, this IFCA world foil title back home to Holland. Still early days, but just looking at the speed he's got over the other riders and the way he's pumping up on the course. But Nicholas Goya is the man to beat on the downwinds. This is where he shows his skills. This is where he goes so deep, Nicholas Goya. So we'll watch them, see the tactics from the Dutchman. Will he stick with the Frenchie now, or will he do his own thing? He's been doing his own thing most of the time, and it's not always paid off. So maybe he's going to stick with the Frenchman now and see how that plays out. And there we go. This is the battle for first and second. Obviously, there's other riders in this, but it's very hard to take your eyes off the leaders when it's such a close battle. And Opsiland is the one to jibe first. This has never really helped him in the past. But let's see. Maybe he's found a little gust here to jibe onto. Goya doesn't seem to be going that well on the inside. So this could be playing into the Dutchman's hands. Opsiland on the Severn here, usually on a Neil Pride. He's had to borrow this sail because he just no point in him using the 9 meter Neil Pride. The big sail from Neil Pride is too big. The mast is too long for the IFCA rules. So he's borrowed Severn. I bet you Severn's pretty happy. They're not even paying him. He's just killing it out there on their equipment. I'm just waiting for the advert. Nicholas Goya is going to jibe inside him. This is going to be a very close race all the way to the end. We're hearing Gonzalo Costa-Hovel was still in third place last time we looked, but it's all about the two leaders now going it round, well, heading to this last jibe mark before they go on to reach to the finish. Opsiland still looks like he's got that inside overlap as they come down closer and closer to this boy. There's still quite a long way to go, and it isn't all over yet. You can see the mast length on the Dutchman. It's a lot longer, but he's got to keep that board flying high. Soon as it goes low down, there's more drag from a higher mast. Let's hopefully keep the drone pointing at the top two. But here we go. Who's going to get the inside? Can Opsiland get that inside line? If he can't, it's going to be advantage Nicholas Goya. Here we go. He's done a good move here, Nicholas Goya. I told you he's the man to beat on the downwind, but Opsiland coming back at him now. It's going to come down to this jibe mark and then out and out speed on the last reach. The Dutchman has the speed on the reach, but it's Nicholas Goya who's going to jibe first. So Goya jibes first. Perfect jibe from the Frenchman. Perfect jibe from the Dutchman. Okay, here we go. It's a drag race, and they are lapping one of the other riders. Just look how high he's got to fly that board. So Opsiland, just check the flex on the foil as well. It's 110 long, and he's a big fella. It is flexing to extreme circus. He's just waiting for it to snap. I think he's on the Phantom foil I saw. We've got Goya on the left as well. Is he holding off the big Dutchman? The big Dutchman, look at him flying high, keeping that foil out the water, keeping it quick. This is where he's been taking the boys, and we've lost him. Nicholas Goya has gone down under pressure, and he really has plugged the mast. The mast went down, like straight down, and Opsiland is going to take another win. Can anyone stop the big Dutchman? He is absolutely flying, literally flying. 2 wins today, and he is still at the top of the tree. Goya's just getting back on his board, and he's going to do well to get third. He's already lost second. It's going to be Argentinian Gonzalo Costa-Hovel that will get second place. So a really good day for Gonzalo with a second, and a first. And somehow Nicolas Goya has got up to get third place. Impressive performance from the Frenchman. Sebastian Kerdal will take 4th place. 5th place is going to go to Steve Allen, so a solid day from him. And it's that man again, Julian Bontemps, as consistent as ever, just behind. And then we've got Alexander Cousin just coming up now. So what a race from the top boys there. Impressive stuff. I don't think anyone's going to stop the big man. He started off not with a great race today, some bad errors from him, but he's come back so strong in the last 2. We've got Nico Prien just going over the finish line now. So it's a pretty solid result for him, considering he's using the 9 metre. We've got then Sebastian Kernam as well. And then we've got Netherlands 465. I'm going to find out who this fella is, because he has been up there in quite a few of the races, and I have to say, apologies, I don't know. We've got Colombo as well, has been doing well, and both Swiss guys, 31 and 63. So just to give you an idea, the Dutchie who's been doing well is Hung Yan Tak. He actually won the Kona Worlds a couple of weeks ago, apparently. That's what I heard. We've got the Swiss 63, Colombo. We've got Swiss 31's been going pretty well today as well. So I'm just going to have a quick look down. Oh, I can't find him. He must be doing better than I thought.
Okay, attention all competitors.
So we're just having a look, yeah.
We have now 1 hour break, less than 1 hour break, a little bit less than 1 hour break. We'll give you the exact starting.
Oh, Swiss 31. It's Richard Stauffacher. There we go. It took me a while to find him, but I found him in the end.
So make sure that
So we are going to do more races.
that you are in standby around
A 1 hour break, so I think we're going to do the foil.
Unfortunately, we're not getting any information here in the live stream.
Yeah, so we're a little bit in the dark here in the live stream, so apologies for that. There's been a bit of miscommunication, but we're back. Hopefully there's going to be an hour break after this race, so we're guessing there is going to be the foil battle coming up from the freestylers. But I did have a little bit of a walk around earlier. Anyone who's tuned in would have seen a little bit of that, I guess. We're gonna replay that while we've got some time, while we get these results in, and we'll give you an updated view of that, because from my just quick workings out, Luke van Opzeland is winning with some pretty impressive results. He's not been outside the top 3 on nearly every race apart from 1. Steve Allen's going to be right up there as well, Julian Bontemps, but Gonzalo Costa-Hovel will be the big mover of the day. 2 second places and a first. He is looking good. So let's just check that walk around. Okay, day number 2, we're going to kick off because we've got the foil racing started. We've got number 2 in the event at the moment, a Mr. Steve Allen. Some people said they thought he was past it, but he's still going. Steve, what are you going on? Big one.
I just have 2 sails around 9, 5.
Hang on. I know he's in a hurry. We're going to run. We're going to run. He's like, shut up, Ben.
This is just my cut 11.5 formula. It's maybe around 9.8, 9.7, something like that. I just felt a little more comfortable in it yesterday.
Can you beat the big guy today?
Beat him in 1 race yesterday. Let's see if I can do it again. But yeah, it could be possible, but he's flying. I don't know. He's
fast.
Really fast. So I just have to fix my top here.
Okay, so these boys, like I said, we're going to let them get ready because they are kicking off with the foil races. We've got a few of the other boys here. Nicolas Goya, it's all hectic stuff. He's polishing his foil, that's what they do. You ready for today, boss?
Better than yesterday, I think. Yesterday I did many really bad starts, and I was catching up after, but I know I can do a little better. I want to catch up now today with the top 5, maybe top 3. So let's see.
Okay, good luck, mate.
Thank you.
Okay, so it sounds like big sail stuff again. All the boys on the big boards. I think 91 wide is the limit. There has been a bit of controversy with the Neil Pride boys. Now, they can't use their big sail because it's over 6 meters. Now, I think in the IFCA rules, you can't be higher than 6 meters. So they're having to use their 9 meters. There has been a few guys, I don't want to say cheating, but cheating. Yes, I know. There has been a few protests. I think someone has already been chucked out. So keep your eye on that one. Keep your eye on that one. I'm just having a look to see who's around. We've got a few of the boys running around looking pretty hectic. Mr. Huget, back from my racing days. I remember that fella. Used to do the Olympic Mistral sailing. He looks like he's in a hurry. He looks all padded up. He doesn't trust the people out there. All good?
Yeah, all good. The wind is building up, so it will be nice. Hopefully I can do a bit better than yesterday. But it's really exciting, like on the line, 70 guys.
It's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, blasting around, like starboard, port start. And yeah, the lake is pretty small, so you have to tack and jibe and tactic. Ah, it's nice.
Okay.
Gonna have fun.
Cool. Good luck today, mate.
Yeah, thanks.
There we go. So on the big old starboard, they obviously that starboard's kind of a funny one because obviously you can only have 91 wide, but it's super fat. You should see the thickness of this thing. Gonzalo Kostov, he's got his headphones on. What are you listening to, Madonna? Or?
No, just getting ready for the start. My countdown, so all good. Looks like some good wind coming up there on the lake. I hope it doesn't get too cloudy because that kind of kills it, they said. But it looks like we're going to get a lot of action. 3 races, then a break, and then another 3.
It's pretty tactical out there as well, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yesterday I got many mistakes. Sometimes you sail really close to the beach and you come out of there with a very big gust, and sometimes you just get there without planing, so it's very tactical. Yeah.
Okay. And the big man's going well. He's usually on Neil Pride. He's took the Severn.
Yeah, he's making me look bad. Well, they had a problem with the 10 Neil Pride, so then he took the Severn and he's flying. But he's racing very good. I was training with him before the event, and he was not as fast as yesterday, I think, or he was sandbagging me. No, but he's doing great and he's racing really good. He's not taking risks, so he's doing very good.
Okay, good luck, mate, today.
Thank you. Bye.
There we go. So you can see everyone is just running around at the moment. I can't see the big man who's leading. He's around here somewhere. Obviously, sandbagging is when you basically sail slower, and then in the race you take the sandbags out and go pretty quick. But you can see you've got the young guns coming through as well. Got Mr. Nico Prien. What size sail's he on? He's one of the Neil Pride boys.
I have to be on the 9, unfortunately.
On the 9. Big enough?
We'll see about that now. Yeah.
Okay, so you're on the 9, apparently. Apparently. Look at this. This is the way you carry the foil. It looks dangerous. Mr. Polak. Whoa! It's dangerous. This is lethal round here. It's got the RRD 91. You ready for today?
Yeah, ready.
You got a bit bigger over the years. Last time I saw you, you're about this big.
Yeah, I'm getting taller and taller.
You ready for the race?
Yeah.
Okay, good luck, mate. There we go. So we got a bit of contingent. We've got some of the... Ooh, lost me Neil tickets. You can't have that, can you? The Swiss boys, you ready?
Yeah.
Who's your closest rival?
Him.
Yes, exactly. That's what I thought. These boys, they're not at the front of the fleet, but they're having a good battle, and that's what it's about here. You ready to take him down today?
Of course.
There's a bit
Already
of a size
the last
difference.
of yesterday I beat him, so
it's on.
It's the beginning of a new story. That's all.
Good luck, boys.
Yeah, thank you.
There we go. So like I said, it's not all about 70 riders out there. So we always concentrating on the beginning, the front of the fleet battles, but there is battles going on all the way through. Pretty hectic stuff. I was going to say, I was trying to bump into the leader at the moment. I can't find him anywhere. He's a big fella. He can't hide. Alexander Kuzan. Obviously, he's been up there yesterday in a few races. No, I still can't see him. He really can't hide. He's about 2 meters and 1 centimeter tall. And if anyone's ever seen my videos before, I was in Costa Brava looking at the entry list, and there was finalists, and I was going through them, naming them. And they're like, Ned 55. Who's he? Well, he is leading at the moment, yes. Opziland, where is he? Where is he? He was the boss from Mr. Ifka himself. We got Ruben. What's going on, boss?
Well, I'm just checking seal numbers.
Disqualified anyone
like
yet?
that one, like that one, like
Oh,
that
illegal.
one. Getting a warning, you know, it's not correct.
I tell you, he's the boss, mate. He's the boss. Frony, what, one disqualification so far?
Yeah, we had some issues yesterday with some guys using the wrong gear. And,
Got to play by the rules.
Yeah, exactly. They got punished, and we gave another warning to some, and we're just gonna keep checking, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. No cheating.
No cheating. There you go. The rules. They've got the rules. All right, mate. We'll let you go. Ruben Patrici, on it. Used to be a fairly good freestyler back in the day. He's now the main man in charge of this thing. So he's the guy kicking people out. We've got Leonard Neubauer, obviously Neubauer. He's been, I don't know if we're going to catch him. I don't know what he's doing. He's so used to the freestyle kit. He looks like he's struggling. Go on, son. Do you want a hand? Grab the other side of the board. Yeah, stretch. It's not easy. It's not easy. We're going to just watch you. This is just like, this is how to carry your kit with Leonard Neubauer. I would help, but I don't think I can. There is definitely a way of doing it. I think you've got to carry it separately at this rate. When you've not got really long arms, this is what you're going to struggle with. That is never a good idea. Never forget your harness. Like I said, it doesn't always go to plan, this race in Malarkey. It doesn't always go to plan. Well, like I said, we can't find the leader. He's probably out there tuning up because we have got the race kicking off pretty soon. By the time you get this video, we will have already done a few races and we'll probably have maybe a new leader. I'm going to end this video and then I'm going to tell you what has happened since we made the video. All right? See you soon. Okay, so if you are just tuning in and you watch that, you're thinking, oh, right, they're going to start racing. Well, actually, we've recorded that before the races. We've done 3 races since then. Who's the man of the moment? Well, the winner of the day, Gonzalo Costa Hovel, yes, a first and 2 second places. Luke van Opsieland didn't start the day with a good race, but, and it's a big but, he came back with 2 bullets. He absolutely owned the last 2, having a real good duel there with Goya on the last reach, and under pressure, Goya went down. I have a feeling Opsieland was reeling him in. He is so fast on the reaches. That's what the word on the street is. Next up, we are going to go into the MB Boards freestyle battle. And I say freestyle battle, it's a battle with a difference. It's a foil battle. But there's another big but. Guess what happened? And look exactly what happened yesterday. As soon as we cut to the freestyle battle on the foils, the wind literally shuts off. So Balls has been out there pulling off the moves. We start the freestyle battle and the wind drops and he's literally just out there wobbling around right now. So I'm not quite sure what Balls is doing to the wind. Okay, but I tell you what we will do is we'll take a quick look at what would be happening if there was a bit more wind out there. Balls Muller in action. Okay, back in. That's what should be happening right now, but this is what actually is happening. The wind kind of is shut down. It still looks pretty okay for racing, but the next race can't start before about another 50 minutes as well. So we should be having a 20-minute expression session. That's the plan. So hopefully we'll get word when the countdown is. I think if we just spin the camera around a little bit just to have a look out the front, you'll probably get a better idea of the wind, but it's not particularly windy. Let's put it that way. Yes, not particularly windy at all. Who else is out there watching? What do you want to see? You got to let us know. We've got a few pre-rolls we can play for you if you want. I think the best one to play, just while we're waiting for this wind, is the yesterday's highlight video. It's got a bit of racing in there. It's got a bit of freestyle towing in there. It's got a bit of everything. So we'll just play to that, and we'll hopefully conjure up some wind for when we come back.
Ladies and gents, welcome back to the 2019 Engadinwind. This year, it's all about Foilmania.
I'm gonna chase it, and I'm gonna chase it. I know we can't ignore it, no matter how hard we try. And I'm gonna chase it.
The morning provided glassy conditions, the perfect opportunity for towing freestyle. So the best in the world took to the winch and threw down huge moves.
Fire in the veins, I fight to gain, breaking all the rules to keep me sane. I'm gonna chase it, and I'm gonna chase it. I know we can't ignore it, no matter how hard we try. And I'm gonna chase it, and I'm gonna chase it. I know we can't ignore it, no matter how hard we try, no matter how hard we
Insane action gave way to some incredible windsurfing, as those experienced on the foil took to the water for some high-flying tactical racing. And that's just day one. We've got 3 more days to go. Plenty of action to watch. You want to see it live? You can check our social channels for more. Stay tuned.
Okay, we're back up. We still have no wind. I just run around trying to find any of the racers. But I can't get them. They're nowhere to be seen. So just trying to get... I'm not as fit as I used to be. But as you can see, we are on hold for the freestyle foil battle brought to you by MB Boards. But they don't seem to be getting the luck. Because every time we plan to go and do it, the clouds come over and the wind drops. So we've got the boys out there. I've just seen Mr. Jacob Muller. He's just rocked up. So Bulls Muller's bro, and he's a bit of a ripper on the old freestyle foil. If you haven't seen any of his videos, maybe we should try and get a couple of copies of those things, because they are insane. Actually, he's doing some crazy stuff. I think he's been over in Greece, hasn't he? Maybe Adam knows more than me. I think he's been somewhere, but he's been
all over. I think he's been road tripping.
Okay, road tripping.
Yeah.
He's been driving.
I think so.
So he's just rocked up in the van. Okay,
I guess,
interesting.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I mean, I think he's been road tripping around. I see him at all different locations.
Yeah, I've just seen him doing some crazy stuff, like absolutely crazy. But as you can see by the camera we've got on at the moment, this is just not going well for the old freestyle foil boys. The chef says, let's go, balls. Well, yeah, I'm arriving in Silver Planet soon. Weather looks kind of bad at the moment. Beaufort, you'd be right. It's a little bit cloudy down the road. It's actually quite clear here. It's just gone a bit cold, though, when the cloud comes over. Mert says, what is the name of the track? Good question. I don't know. What is the name of the track?
I have to check with the editor.
Mario wants some beach babes. Any beach babes?
Sorry,
Got some beach hunks. No, we haven't. No, we haven't. We've got a load of camera guys, though. That's what we want. We've got Christian. We've got the main man who organises this whole thing. Boss, what are you doing with this freestyle battle? It doesn't seem to be liking the freestyle battle, the wind.
No, unfortunately, the wind died just after the last race of the Worlds, and now we are waiting for a little bit more wind. It's just not enough at the moment, so the wind almost died. So it's on hold, but hopefully the wind kicks in again, and then we will see some real action on the foil freestyle.
Yeah. So the plan today, we've got the foil freestyle, about the MB boards battle, I should say, and then we're going back to foil racing, which has been pretty exciting so far.
Yes, it's really exciting. I mean, yesterday we had 5 races on Lake Silvaplana. Today already 3, so we have 8 races in. They need a little break, so we make like 1 hour break, and then we go ahead with race 9, 10, and hopefully 11.
Okay, and obviously a big, big day tomorrow because it's the big one.
Tomorrow is the big one. Saturday, the legendary Engadin Surf Marathon. 42nd edition will go on, so we're looking forward for tomorrow.
Yeah, 42 years. It is the longest running continuous windsurfing competition ever. Yes?
That's correct. And the first ever winner in 1978
Wait. Oh, who was it? That's answers on a postcard, because it's quite a famous winner.
Oh, he's the legend in windsurfing. US 1111, it was Robbie Nash.
Yeah, anyone who got that right, you'd be doing well, because that was quite a while ago. He's still going strong today, though, isn't it? That's the scary thing. He's still ripping on a windsurfer.
Yeah, he's still ripping, and we invite him for sure every year to come back on Lake Silvaplana, and hopefully we're going to see Robbie back once a day on the famous Engadin Surf Marathon.
Okay, we'll be interested. We've seen Robbie Nash actually ripping it up on the winged wing things. Will it ever happen? Will a wind wing go round the race marathon? Is that a category?
That's a category, exactly. I mean, the fastest category at the moment are the wind foilers on the windsurf board, and we will see a lot of action tomorrow with all the foil windsurfers on the lake.
Okay, well, good skills, man. Let's hope this wind picks up and we can get this freestyle foil battle underway. But I'm sure we're definitely going to be having some racing. It's still windy enough for racing.
For racing, for sure, we need like 6-7 knots, and then we can race already on the windsurf foilers. But now I really hope that the wind picks up a little bit, that we're going to see some foil freestyle action on the lake.
Yeah, well, cheers, Christian. We'll speak to you in a bit.
Cheers.
Okay, so there we go. I just had a comment coming in. What do they want to see? Some dance battles? Well, actually, we have some breakdancing battles going on in all sorts of different places. But that marathon is the big one. That's coming up tomorrow, 42 years it's been going, which is kind of crazy. But we've got the foil racing coming up in 45 minutes. This should be the freestyle foil battle. It's just such a shame. It seems to be jinxed at the moment. So what we're going to do is, I think we should cut to the drone highlights from yesterday because, the interview. Yeah, we're going to cut to an interview with Mr. Drone. No, we're not.
Drone highlights.
Drone highlights. We are going to cut to the drone highlights. Freestyle thing on.
Yeah.
Oh, here he is.
I was windy that last race.
All right, we're back, and we're back with this man. He's the leader of the day, a first and 2 seconds. Obviously, Gonzalo Costa Hovel, 2019. What are we in now? Where are we? 2019 now.
Yeah.
2018 Peterweight World Champion, and you've winning the foil event here for the last 3 years?
2 years, yeah.
3 years.
Yeah, since it started here, I won it, the Foilmania, so this would be the 3rd year. Doesn't look like I'm gonna win, but I'm getting close. I'm getting better and better.
I was going to say, good day today, though.
Yeah, so far, yes. I had quite a big accident the day before on the registration day.
Okay.
One of my bolts broke, so my foil went in, destroyed my box on my board. So I've been fixing it during the night that night with Steven. And yesterday was a bit moving everything, and now I fixed it better. So now it's feeling better. Now everything is getting more solid. You know, it's important to have this steady feeling on foiling to go fast. So today was a much better day than yesterday.
I was going to say, but what do you make of the big man? I mean, he's not usually on Severn. I was just saying before, you shouldn't have lent him that sail because he's going quick.
Yeah, actually, Amado lent him that sail. Funny enough, we were sailing before the event together. We were training, and he's going fast, you know. But then when the story with the Nil Pride happened, you know, then he took the Severn, and now he's absolutely flying. You can't get better marketing than that.
No, I was going to say, you're not even paying him.
Yeah, some free bullets there. Yeah, he's going very good as well. He's racing good. He's not taking risks. He's staying on the wind here. All the time you get tempted to get very, very close to the side of the legs because sometimes you get a very good gas, but sometimes you get really fucked. You cannot plane out of the tack. So he's steady, staying on the wind, and he's being conservative as well. And he's definitely fast. So
I was looking at his foil. He's got a very long mast, I think they call it. It's like
yeah. He has the 110 mast from starboard. That mast we actually designed it for places with big waves or bigger chops, so then you can stay higher and you absorb the chops. But most of the people use the 95. You need to be a big man as well for that that mast. Imagine going in the water. It's already hard on the 95 with the 110. You need to be his size, like 198, I think he is, or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, big, isn't he?
He's big, yeah, and he's solid. He's sailing good. He has a very good style. Tacks fast. He lost quite a bit of weight. He didn't do so good at the PWA events. I mean, he was nowhere, and now suddenly he's doing really good. You know, he's beating all of us, which we are kind of at the high level of the PWA.
Yeah.
And I know he lost like 6 or 8 kilos. He was like
Okay.
205 at the Costa Brava. And now he's lighter, and he's definitely good. Another Dutch good guy, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Plenty of them. Plenty of them.
So obviously you've done well here in the past. Is there any specific things, or is it literally every race is different, or is there any sort of tricks of the trade that you can give away?
No, every race is different. Yeah, you have to really be checking what's happening, where the gust is coming, stay on the wind, don't risk too much, get into the sides, downwind the same. You know, now when we're starting the last down, when we were off from the ridge, we were pointing straight to the downwind mark, and you get tempted to continue. So you try to go really deep, but then you just enter that lull from the right, and the guys that jive, they go really quick to the other side, and you make 2 tighter reaches that you don't really would do, but you stay on the stronger part of the lake, and then instead of going deep and slow, and you have to be very, very all the time on it, checking the wind, the gas, and stay on the windiest place, you know.
And you can lose a lot of place on that downwind.
Yeah, you can lose a lot. You can lose a lot. I lost the first day. I went on the upwind to the left side. I got greedy, let's say. I was on third, and then I tacked, stopped planing for 10 seconds. I was like, went from third to 15th, you know.
Yeah.
So then with those losses, when you lose that way, then I have to be more conservative. Here is key to be conservative. No risk. You might risk it one time, win that race, but then the next one you're gonna get. There are high chances that you're gonna be one good, but then 3 or 4 bad ones, you know.
And we're gonna do a lot of races as well, so consistency is pretty key.
Yeah, exactly. And the last race was windy. The third race was quite windy, and a lot of guys changed to less power. I was one of those, so I was a little bit quicker. But to me, the most interesting part of that race was the last ridge. I saw Nico, Goyard, and Luke fighting for the first place, and those guys are fast on the ridge. You don't want to have them right behind you because they're going to smoke you. And I was like, who's going to win it? And then Nico exploded, you know. So that remind me. Last year I got passed at the finish line by Nico Goyard like 3 times on a row. I'm like. So I was like, when he fell, I was like, yeah, you fell.
So how is it? Because we saw those two battling, you know, on a reach, on a foil like that. What are you battling with? Is the lift the problem?
Yeah, you get a lot of lift. You know, we have a lot of power. We're putting like the wing very far forward and a lot of angle in the back to go very high upwind and very low downwind. So then when you enter a ridge, you're feeling completely overpowered. So the nose of the board wants to come up all the time. So you have to lean really forward, take your back foot out, and put your body really forward to try to bring down the nose and lean it, like tilt it a little bit to the leeward side, so then the wind would hit the nose of the board and will keep you down, push you down. But it's a very fine line when you're going full to explode. On one of the races, I think I was coming, I was trying to protect my position, and then suddenly I touched it and I went shoot downwind, and I was like, and then I saved it, but that's what happened to Nico. You know, he was on the edge, and then something goes wrong, you're instantly down. So.
I mean, he did well to get back on and still skate third.
I thought Steve and Basti were gonna get him, but he got quick.
And also, I got to mention, you know, from when we saw the first events, the jibing from everyone now.
Yeah, sure.
There's no one touching, is there?
Yeah, nobody touches. No, definitely not.
Gone are the days of where you think, oh, he's going to mess the jibe up. It's like, well, it's a guarantee now.
Even the tacks now, almost the top guys, they never. We are tacking a lot quicker than before. We learned kind of before we were kind of pumping and trying to get really slow and gain downwind, and now I don't bear off, but I generate a lot of speed, so my glide upwind is really fast, and I enter the other side with a lot of pressure already on myself to come up, you know. So it's not a foil tack, but it's closer to that. Before we were tacking in a wrong way, I would say, more like formula style. And here is key, you know, you go so fast when you're on foil that you don't want to be so much on a transition, you know, you want to tack and get out to the other side because you're going to be a lot faster, you know, you're going to gain a lot. In the past we were like, okay, I'm going to try to squeeze some angle and maybe gain, but then you lose, in the end you lose a lot. So yeah, that's it. I think it's very interesting. Now we have this low cloud. The wind shut off a little, but here in 20 minutes can be windy again. So we're waiting for the next 3 races.
Okay, cool, man. Nice one. Well, there you go. He's back in the game now. 2 seconds in a first, and he is right back up in the leaderboard. I mean, he was quite consistent yesterday. Just one kind of race. I guess that was when the foil went, but looking good, Gonzalo Costoval. We're still trying to push out this MB boards freestyle foil battle. So. We're going to cut to a video, but then we're going to be back to see how Balls Muller is about to pump into this move. What's he got? Well, he's tried his best.
Music got the best in me ever since I was a child. Now it's showing its ugly face. What can I do? Music creeps into my dreams, wakes me into sweaty sheets, abandons me when nights died out. What can I do? What can I do?
The freestyle foil battle. Look at it. Balls Muller on it. No, it's going to be on it. We've just seen the wind starting to fill in down the lake. So we're just cutting back to some live shots of the freestyle foil boys. We've got Raw Ham heading out there on the sail loft Hamburg. He's going to be pretty close to that boy just on the right hand side now. But we should see. Is that Steven van Broekhoven with a foil freestyler? I think it might be in the background. Yeah. Steven van Broekhoven has managed to put a foil in his board. I don't know what board he's on though.
It's a starboard. They made a small kind of freestyle board for him.
Really?
Just to try.
Okay, here he is. Steven van Broekhoven on the
more
foil.
like in the race mode.
Yeah, he's back loop. We just missed. Oh, there we go.
This is going to be his first jump ever he tried. He never.
Balls Muller on the.
He's going huge.
I mean, Yentel. We got Yentel Cares in the booth. We're going to try and grab him a seat if we can. I mean, there's a couple of guys in the world that can do that. One's Balls and one's his brother, I guess.
And his brother just arrived. He's rigging his sail. He will jump in. Oh, he's already on the water. He will enter soon. So
it looks like Sail Loft Hamburg have like the monopoly on a lot of this foiling. We've got Raw Ham out there. We've got Jacob. It's Jacob, yeah? Jacob?
Jacob Miller.
Yeah,
Jacob
Jacob.
Miller. Jack Norris. Jack the Ripper. Whatever you want.
This is Raw Ham, as he's
Ham.
known to his friends and everyone around the world now. Oh, Raw Ham goes down with a pretty nasty flacker. We've got a few foil freestylers. Obviously all Swiss, aren't they, pretty much?
Yeah. Except Steven, I think they're all Swiss. Balls is coming.
Balls Muller's coming right up. Oh, I love it. I like the up. Well, I was going to say the upwind 360, but upwind 360 into burner. That's pretty impressive stuff. Here we got Jacob Muller trying to pump his way onto the plane, pretty much. He's up. He's up. What's he got for us? So really having to pump through these
there
light
are
winds.
some gas coming through, but it's still in between. It's really light.
I mean, they're on 4/8, aren't they, or something like that?
Yeah, I think they're on 4/8, but look up when the wind is coming quite fast back, I think.
There's a lot of wind coming. We are in for a treat pretty soon, I have a feeling.
I mean, I have my 4/4 still rigged with the board, so I can maybe go freestyling.
It's a bit like that up in the mountains, isn't it? It can just kick.
Yeah, it's just changed in like a minute.
Okay, Balls Muller pumping onto the plane.
Raham with a kuro on the back, actually.
Nice.
We didn't see it on the screen. Balls. Just showing how to jibe.
Yeah.
Must be really hard on the small board. Like they...
There we go.
Well, I think maybe a shaka we're gonna see. This is wow.
Absolutely perfect.
How can you land that so clean on the foil? Look
That
the replay.
That is absolutely insane. I mean, there's no one doing that. It's we've got Steven van Broekhoven coming in. What's the Belgian got? What's he got for us? Oh, what's the
I think this is the second jump he ever did, because before the back loop he told me before he never jumped, and so I saw a back loop and now the forward. I mean
it's air flacker from Jacob.
No,
oh no, Rawham's
balls and F flying through the screen with the air funnel. The brother. Ooh. Lovely duck fuck.
Oh my life. It's pretty scary, some of these landings.
But yeah, I don't know. I like it. It's cool.
Whoa, Jacob went down pretty hard in that. He's been in some kind warmer climes. It probably feels a bit nippy out there at the moment.
Yeah, he's just came back from Greece. He said he was foiling for 6 weeks and went 4 days there.
Okay, so he's been doing a fair bit of foiling.
Yeah.
It's a bit windier than here though, especially at this point of the day.
He said like always like 20 knots. Like it was easy freestyle weather, but he just went foiling.
So Bulls Muller, nice jibe. We've got Jacob Muller.
Rawham on the back, no.
Let's keep Jacob. Looks like he's going for something. Balls on the inside.
I think Jacob's good side is this way as well. Same as balls.
Whoa, mate. That looks pretty sick, doesn't it? Oh, here we go. We got Steven van Broekhoven coming in as well. We'll keep an eye on him. He's going for a 360. Oh. Oi.
I have been doing 360s on the foil as well, and once you come at that point, the foil want to turn back like you saw with Steven. It's like really a different technique. Once you go past the jibe.
So what do you have to do? What's the...
I don't know, I'm not a good foiler.
Okay, Rawham heading in. Oh, we just missed the end of that from Jacob. A nice, pretty smooth jibe from Rawham.
This is the kind of wind they get like every afternoon just here in Switzerland. So they're so used to this foiling. It's super cool to see like what's possible for them, and boom.
That's how you do it, isn't it?
But as you can see also in the towing, he's so used to land with no wind like this, you know, because you kind of have no power in the sail when you land. Rawham, nice corner. Get some more girl power on the water.
There's a few out there, isn't there? Pushing.
Yeah. Laura, the girlfriend from Rawham, and that is Eva, girlfriend of
Oh! That was a hell of a
Balls,
nosedive.
switch. One hand air funnel. Steven, corner.
No, I'm missing the action. I'm just looking at the TV, but...
Yeah, it's really hard because everyone is really apart. So I can see the moves out the window, but for the camera guys to catch everything is...
Yeah, we need to have like a designated freestyle spot, like in the towing, where everyone does the same move.
Yeah.
At the spot.
We should make like a small box where they have to come in to do the move.
Be nice. Here we go. Rawham heading in. What's he got for us? Wants the shaka. Oh, ends up with a shove it. This goes down. So what sort of knottage have we got out there at the moment? 10? 12? 12.
Yeah, something
13,
like this.
14. Maybe not.
Maybe
Not a
even a
lot.
bit more, but we are really high up, so it's not so much, you know.
Oh, Muller. Oh, epic shaka. I mean, has some almost an air shaka.
We have Steven a bit further out. Let's see what he wanna try. I mean, for him it's the first time on this board, first time with a freestyle sail, I think. But he is really used to foiling, you know, he does so much race foiling.
He does look like he's racing.
Yeah.
It's like a little nugget, that thing.
I think he's on one of Ball's foils. Actually.
Yeah, it looks like Ball's
Yeah,
foil.
it's a Moses foil. It's
Oh.
one of Ball's. Steven probably doesn't want to break his
Yeah, that's the thing. I
race
mean,
foils.
it's a certain type of foil, I guess, you need for the freestyle.
Yeah, the race foil is just too fast for it. You know, you want to have a little bit slower foil, what gives quite a bit of lift. Not too much, because Ball says his new foil gives too much lift. Like, he cannot go in the backstrap anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He says if he just planes, he's standing with the feet in the front of the strap. Because
Okay.
otherwise, if he goes in the strap,
Just takes off.
yeah.
So before he does the move, he just puts his foot back and
Yeah.
ding.
Something like this.
Well, it's kind of not the conditions we were
Like as
hoping
you
for a
can
bit
see on
more.
the screen, Balls has the feet like in the middle of the board somewhere.
Ah, so it's
like
got
in between.
super lift then.
Yeah, especially for the light wind, you know.
Yeah, it's quite tech as the old foiling, isn't it? When you get into it, really, you need to. For most normal people, they just need to set it up and go. But I see what you mean. He's not in the strap, so I guess before he does his move, he just readjusts. Now I'm just looking at his feet the whole time.
he goes-
There we go.
He can go in the strap, but it's not so comfy for him.
Okay, that's interesting. 'Cause it's not a big foil, is it? It's only like 70, 75 wide, I think. So it's just got a lot of lift considering how narrow it is. So we don't know. I don't know if there's an actual time limit on this.
I have no idea. I think they just kind of keep this running till it's enough to go for race foiling, or when it looks like the wind really kicked in. I mean, it's enough to race foil for sure.
Yeah.
More than enough, but maybe because it's a bit patchy still around.
What do
with
you
the
think?
clouds.
What do you think of that big Dutchman that's leading?
Having a nice look here. Good and warm.
Yeah, we are in
I
the
mean,
warmest
he's bringing
place.
some surprises here, huh?
Jacob.
He
Raw
looks like
ham.
he needs to get a bit used to it again. Like, maybe the cold weather.
It's Jacob.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks a little bit struck by the cold.
I mean, he was in Greece for 6 weeks, and he told me he also had like an injury after, so he didn't straight windsurf now. So maybe he just has to get into it, warm up a bit.
Yeah, I've seen some crazy stuff online from Jacob.
And from all the three brothers. Wow.
Bomb. I mean, that's a fairly sick air shacker almost,
Yeah.
isn't it? I mean, he goes all the way around.
But still, I think the corner he did before this is...
Yeah.
But look how he lands on the foil.
It's like a backy, though.
Yeah. With a really short board.
Raw ham, what's he got for us? He's got the heli tack. That's a
Heli
pretty
tack.
smooth heli tack, though. If ever there's
I
a
have
sec-
seen Balls doing it almost planing. Like, I mean, he touched the water, but he planes through. I think it's next level for the race guys.
I mean, it is hard because you're watching Stephen Van Broek over here, who is ranked number 3 in the world right now, and he's making it look hard. But that is just probably saying how hard it is, I guess, because
Yeah, it's not so easy.
You don't just jump on it and bust out the moves.
And I think Steven has been racing all day already, and he comes from a really wide board,
Yeah.
big sail, and now you go on a, I guess he's on a like a, maybe he's on his 5.0, and like a board of, I don't know, 60 wide or something. So it makes a big difference.
Well, if you are just joining us, this is the MB Boards freestyle foil battle. We've got racing coming up at
I think 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock, says
Oh,
the
no,
leader. 4 o'clock, I'm going to say. You're going too late. We'll have a word with Luke in a minute as well. He's obviously leading the World Championships at the moment.
Making some surprises, huh?
And this is Balls Muller doing the This is like the interlude, keeping the crowds happy on the beach. He's pumping into this one. Oh, jeez, the old Vulcan. You're right. He has a good way of just landing with no wind and then seems to try and recover it. Doish. I've seen the Moses Foilmania. He's around.
I think he's even on the water, maybe.
Who?
The one of Moses.
I think I've just seen him next to me.
Oh.
Apparently he's got his eye on a racer.
Oh.
He's trying to tap up a racer for world domination. Moses, where does that name come from?
Good question.
Walking on water? Is that what it is?
Maybe.
Didn't Moses part the waves or whatever he did?
He opened the sea or something, no?
Yeah.
Then there's not much foiling left.
So we are here in Switzerland, Lake Silvaplana for the Vanora Engadinwind, brought to you by Dakine. And we've just had a little bit of a light patch go through again. It's kind of gusting through. There's a bit of cloud up at the other end of the valley, and I think that's causing some problems. I think what we'll do is, while we're waiting for a bit of action, we're going to just play a little freestyle fall short. Keep you in the mood for when the wind returns. I'll chase you. Oh, we're back in. So there we go. So right, we're just having a bit of a chat as we wait for this wind to come in. We're going to have an interview, with the event leader. Have they updated the results? While we've got this freestyle battle on, we're just going to refresh the race results just to see how up to date we are. Yes, we are up to date. So actual race results as they look at the moment. 2 discards in, 8 races sailed, and the leader, and I'm going to get him to pronounce his own name so we can actually hear how it should sound and how I have been saying it wrong the whole time.
Luke van op Zeeland.
Luke van op Zeeland.
You have to train your Dutch a bit.
Huh?
I like the Zoolander.
The Zoolander's going to stick. It's going to be easier. So he's leading by a country mile. 8 points. In second place, it's the old man. Yeah, he won't mind me saying that because he's old and he's a man, so it's fine. Steve Allen, yes, 22 points. Actually, oh my life. Place because it is level with 3 riders. Steve Allen, 22 points. Gonzalo Costa Hovel is the big mover of the day. I thought he was second in the second race. I made a mistake there. First, fourth, and second. We're just having a look at the foiling while we're chatting, I guess. Yeah, still got the voice, just checking. So Gonza's like a big mover today. And then we've got Julian Bod-Tomps as well, been really consistent throughout this competition. He's sitting on 22 points as well in 4th place. A little bit of a gap then to the next 2 riders, Curdle and Goya. They're both on 27 points. And who else is under 30? We've got in 7th place, Alexander Kuzan with 29 points. So pretty solid. Good to see one of the local boys, the Swiss boys, Colombo, inside the top 10. Doing pretty good there. Kuhnum, 8th place. And then 10th place at the moment is Nico Preen, looking pretty good. And a little mention for Richard Stauffacher, another Swiss, in 11th place. He's been pretty consistent, but he's got a bit of a gap until he gets to 10th. So, yeah, second is looking very close. How many discards does it work out with IFCA? How does the discards work? 3 after?
So at 11 we get another one.
Okay.
And then I think at 16 we get another one.
Okay, so 11, there's going to be 3 discards in. You've been pretty consistent. Well, we can have an interview with you later, but we can have a little chat now. Yeah. So just while we've got him in the studio, we better have a chat with the leader who's been killing it. Cheers to Yentl helping out. Then I'm going to bring him back in a minute, but Luke van Opsieland.
Yeah, it was kind of close. That was good.
That's kind of better. So yeah, what happened in the first race today? 14th on the board, but you were up there.
Yeah, rounded second, really close with Basti, and then I passed him in the downwind. Just the wrong side again. Didn't manage to come back in the downwind. Had a good upwind. Rounded fourth.
Oh, so you're fourth on the last upwind.
Yeah, and then in the downwind, the guys behind me got a gas, so I came out close together again, and I gave room to another guy. And then we jibed, and he lost control on the jibe, and I had to go down a lot because he crashed. And while I was going down, I couldn't go down enough, so I crashed also. Otherwise, I'd run into him. So that's kind of a protest situation at the moment, but we'll see. Hopefully, I can get rid of the 14 because it's better to have another discard.
Well, you've got some pretty solid race results there. Your worst race after the 14 is a 3.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty
but
solid, isn't it?
Better to have them as a discard than the 14.
For
Gives
sure.
you some more room to.
Yeah, but it's looking good. For anyone who doesn't know, what's your background? I mean, give some, because you're a new name to most people.
Yeah,
I was kind of explaining to people earlier where I first saw Ned 55 in Costa Brava, and it was in the final. I was like going down the list, just going din 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 din, and Ned 55, and I was like, who the hell is Ned 55? But we now know who it is, and they're doing pretty good.
No,
so, what's your background?
I started at techno, then decided to do RS8. Was pretty good at it at one point.
So your normal path, techno, RSX.
Yeah, and then at one point, as I'm kind of tall, I ran into some weight issues, which got me into some really major injuries.
Okay.
So at one point, I had to do an operation at my arms, so I figured, well, I stopped at that point because I didn't want to do that.
Okay.
And
Not
then
compartment syndrome, wasn't that sort of thing? It was,
at both arms.
Okay.
Which made me, when I was pumping, stop using my hands, so they would
Yeah.
open up. It was kind of a problem. Then decided, well, I'm gonna try to do some foiling, hoping it gets Olympic. Did it a bit. It's kind of hard to get a sponsor deal as a R6 windsurfer, because you have to convince them you're pretty good at it too.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of hard to get into the PWA, which is also hard because I feel like they don't usually come in, the R6 guys at the moment. And then, yeah, well, basically went from Costa Brava to here. Costa Brava was kind of good, but not that special.
Yeah.
But here it's all working together.
But this is kind of a very good advert for the Zoolander.
Yeah.
It's there's a few people talking about you. We got to say to people though, you're usually on Neil Pride.
Yeah. Normally I use New Pride. Unfortunately, they are not allowed. They're not into the box rules. Because I felt really good them on the first days.
So they've got a 10 meter, but it's too tall.
Yeah,
is that right?
So the loft is too tall. There was a misunderstanding. So here they see the mast as extension, extender, and base.
Okay.
And the mast is 550, so it would have been inside, but the fittings apparently are also the mast. Kind of a problem.
Okay. So that's interesting. So you've actually had to borrow a sail off Amado.
Yeah, thank God. He's an amazing guy. He really helped me out. Otherwise, with the 9.0, I'd be stuck in the corner all the time, not competing. So
that's the difference, isn't it? You know, some people will say, yeah, but if you're not sponsored by, how can you use them? But this is the chance for you to show your
exactly.
skills. And
also, it's their own fault. They didn't give me a contract, so...
Okay. He's open. He's open.
No, so it was good to be able to do that.
Yeah, well, sometimes that's how life is. You never know how things are going to work out, but he's looking good at the moment. Obviously, we've still got more races to come. A lot of top guys. Like I say, Gonzalo had a good day today.
He
seemed to be...
He was really pushing.
A lot windier in the last race, wasn't it? It was good.
Yeah, the last two races really picked up. But it's so tricky with the clouds because it shifts to the left and then you almost make the downwind mark in one time.
Okay.
So if you're in front and a guy behind you get the dust, you're kind of screwed. But it's good. It's fun.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you've got the speed. I mean, I've been speaking to a few of the guys and they're like, the guy is insanely fast.
Yeah, and it always comes out on the reach most of the time, which is kind of fun because Nico is fast.
Yeah.
He's like pushing for the 40 knots limit. So I was like, oh shit.
He was pushing though. I mean, we couldn't quite see who was leading when he went down.
No, we were both
level. That's what I thought it would have been.
At one point, I didn't see him anymore. Like, whoa, and then apparently he crashed. So it was kind of chill.
Yeah. You've had some good fights on the last reach, actually.
It always comes down to the last reach.
Yeah, you've always been coming from behind and just kill.
Yeah, but it's better to stay in second here, because easier to fuck up,
Yeah.
make the wrong choices. And if you're in second with the speed, it's easier to control in the downwind, especially.
Yeah, and you can probably, I guess, know when to push as well, and know, and like you say, on the downwind you can jibe inside, or you can make a decision.
Yeah, exactly. But unfortunately, with Nico, he's kind of fast too, and Alexander too. So most of the times I just passed them halfway with Steven, but Nico was a really hard one. Also, Alex yesterday was a close call, almost crashed, but it was good. Good fun.
It's definitely good fun. Well, looking at the wind, it looks like we may have seen a little increase. I mean, it's been up and down. Have you ever been here before?
Never.
Planet? First time?
A little cold.
Yeah. It's cold when the sun goes in. When the sun's out, it's lovely. But
cool.
the sun goes in, it's definitely tricky. Well, what time is it?
I think we're gonna race.
Yeah, I'll let you go, mate. Well, good luck in the next one. There we go, the Zoolander. We're going to give him a nickname. His name takes too long to say. Luke Van Opsieland. He's a big bloke. Luke Van Opsieland.
Tomorrow, Saturday, and for sure also on Sunday, 25th of August.
Okay, so just hearing
Tomorrow,
Christian.
Saturday, the big highlight of
Got
the
Ricardo
1/4
Campello out the front.
2019.
Very loud though, isn't it?
Edition of the Surf, Kite and Sail Marathon here on Lake Silla Plana. The competitors have a long distance, 5 rounds here on the lake, the famous and legendary marathon here.
So just working out a bit of a plan before we go into racing. I've just spotted Ricardo Campello outside the booth. So maybe we'll go and grab a quick word with Ricardo. It looks like he might be up for it. Okay, yeah, we're going to head out. So we're just going to play you a quick short. And when you next see me, I'll be outside with the man who is he leading the world tour still? I think he is. See you soon.
Make sure that you're here at 5, 4. And in 3 minutes, we're gonna start the starting sequence for a race.
A bit nippy right now.
Yeah, it looks like there's a lot of rain coming.
First time in Switzerland?
Actually, yeah, I came once, but only did a layover in the airport, pick up some boards and left.
Okay.
So yeah, I was excited to come here, and I drove from Milan here, and I was amazed by the landscaping. It was beautiful, and yeah, it's on the way it was sunny. Now it's a bit cloudy, but yeah, it's one of the most beautiful places I've been.
Are we going to get you on the water?
Hopefully not. I'm not sure if I might do some of the towing, but I'm not sure because kind of hurt my foot. But if they really want me to do it, I'll give it a go.
When did you hurt your foot? When that cloud come in?
Yeah. No, actually in Tenerife, in my heat on the big double, I landed really flat on my heel, and now it's getting a little bit better, so I don't really want to push much.
That was a big double, though.
Yeah, it was.
It was massive.
Then I went to Pozo the other day, and I went to help Alessio not to get his gear to the rocks, and I kind of hurt my hand a little bit here.
Okay, yeah.
And I hurt my hand, and he was just perfect.
Well, you're doing pretty good this year on the Pedal 8.
Yeah.
Still ranked number 1.
Yeah, number 1. Would have liked to advance to win the semifinals, but you know, it was a tricky one. I missed one high wave score, and Jager got me at the end, but still good to be first, and hopefully we have some good conditions in Silt and Maui.
Yeah, because Maui's happening this year, so that's a good one.
Yeah, good one, yeah. So yeah, I'm stoked.
Maybe the first Maui victory. I mean, you've never won in Maui. That's the big one, isn't it? That's the one everyone kind of wants to win.
Yeah, Maui is like a big privilege to do well there. It's hopefully it's a condition that I like to compete on, and hopefully this year everything goes well, and let's see what happens.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of talk actually beginning of this year. Obviously, you hadn't got your sponsors sorted. You're obviously on Brunotti boards. Sounds like we're going to go into race, but Brunotti boards. We didn't have a sales sponsor. You've picked up some outside sponsors which are helping out now, and you've got kind of an unnamed sale. So, but it seems to be working.
Yeah, it's working well. Maybe the pressure, you know, maybe I don't have the pressure of having someone behind me pushing me. I don't know. It's just. It's good. Let's see if next year I can get a good offer from someone and represent their brands.
Okay, well, good luck with the world title bid, mate. I think there's a lot of people out there rooting for you.
Yeah.
I know when you just missed out last year, the internet went wild, like, no!
Yeah.
So maybe this is your year.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see. Just yeah, thank you.
Okay, let's see. Ricardo Campella, we're going to go into the racing, back in the booth. See you in 3 minutes.
We're gonna start.
Race number 9 coming up. We have got, like I say, official results are already in. The Zoolander, Van Opsieland, is leading, and he is looking in fine form. He's won 5 out of the 8 races so far, 2 third places, and that 14th place, which he's actually said he's looking for redress. So if he got average points for that, the boys would be in trouble. Steve Allen, Gonzalo Costa-Oval, Julian Bontemps sitting on level points in that second place. And we are going to kick off pretty soon with race number 9. Who's going to do it? Gonzalo Costa-Oval will be going for this. He really wants to step it up. Another couple of good results could get him second on his own. It'll be a very good day for the Argentinian. Obviously 2018 PWA Foil champion. He's won this event for the last 3 years since it's been on the foil. And as he said himself, it doesn't look like he's going to get it this year. Luke van Opsieland looking very solid. But we've still got a fair few races to go. We've still got a couple of days of competition after this one. So it is still all to play for, but perfect foiling conditions here in Lake Silvaplana in Switzerland for the Vanora Engadinwind, brought to you by Decine. It's been a solid event so far for the racers. We're only on day 2 and they have been whacking out the races, like I said. Also good performances from Kördel, Goya, Cousin still in the top 10, 7th place. Cornham, 8th place. Colombo as well, looking really pretty solid from Switzerland in 9th place. And the German Nico Preen in 10th place. Got a couple of the Olympic boys in there. The first Brit, Henry Bloodworth, in 15th place, doing pretty well, ahead of some pretty big names. You've got Stephen van Brockhoven, the freestyler, in 18th place. Tony Willem from Germany. I think he's been an Olympian. And here we go. We're lining up on this start line as we speak. See if we can spot a few of the riders. Most of the riders opting to start on port tack. It's due to this wind direction we've got at the moment. When it's the normal wind direction here, it's pretty straight, the line. But on this wind direction, thanks Germany 127. Oh, there's a starboard tack problem there. And it looked like Stephen van Brockhoven is... Oh, Mike, I don't want to watch. Oh, God, Stephen, no. Oh, God. Yeah, well... The line was obviously more starboard tack biased, so the wind has probably gone more to the normal direction because Van Brockhoven, he could protest a few people there, surely. That looked nasty. That looked carnage. Obviously, starboard tack, the guys going from, on your picture, from left to right, have the right of way over the guys going from right to left. But you still don't want to get hit by any of those guys. So we got... Luke van Opsieland heading over to the right-hand side of the course if we're looking upwind. He's in the middle. There he is. He doesn't look like he's had the best start. Gonzalo Costa-Hovel looking pretty solid up there. We also saw a couple of the Neil Pride boys looking pretty good. The Gastras, I guess Nicholas Goya was also looking pretty good on one of the shots. But we'll get a better look at that as we come through to halfway on the course. Neil Pry's just cutting through now as they're coming out this right-hand side. Are we going to see a bit of a different mix-up in this race? Maybe. The wind is looking a little bit different, a little bit more straight down the lake. It's been coming a little bit more from the left in previous races. But it looks like Steve Allen in a very good position as he chacks up the top end. And yes, Zoolander looking pretty good as well. He's right up there and looking in a very good position. Although the guys in the middle of the course are also going well. Just look at the angle of those guys. Getting a big lift on this side of the course. But if they're getting a big lift here, the guys from the right-hand side might come up smelling the roses. Especially if they can find that breeze as well. But look at the blue sail on the left-hand side. That's one of the Gastras. Could be Kördel. Could be Goya. And I said one of the Gastras was looking good. And he's looking very good now as he's crossing right in front of all the fleet. So one of the Gastra boys looking in good form. Goya was looking good in the next one. So it wouldn't surprise me. Sorry, in the last one. Wouldn't surprise me if that was Nico Goya. He's not going to cross. He is going to cross Steve Allen. No, he's not. So Steve Allen looks like he's... Oh, is that Steve Allen coming across now? Oh, Van Brockhoven, yeah, on that starboard tack start. So Van Brockhoven's going to be up there as we get towards the windward mark. The wind is definitely looking more straight down the lake. And we're just, you can see, it's like... it's quite beautiful, isn't it? We've got sails going left and right and all over the place. But Steve van Brockhoven right up there. Steve Allen up there. The Zoolander's definitely up there. And we've got one of the Gastras, maybe Nico Goya, looking at his performance in the last one, is right up there as well. But until we get near that windward mark, it's very difficult to call because one gust, you've got riders on both sides of the course. All it would take is the wind to shift to the right a bit and everyone at that right-hand side will just reap the rewards. Or it moves a little bit to the left and everyone off the left-hand side of the course is going to reap the rewards. So it really depends on how we're looking. We've got Pizza Lover saying, Steve's looking solid for first place. You didn't call it right last time, though, did you, Pizza Lover? No. I spoke to the big man. He said he was level with Nicholas on the last reach when he went down, so it would have been a close battle. But anyone can hold the big Dutchman off. It was probably Nico Goya, but in the end didn't quite get it. So, windward mark is in sight. Steve Allen was looking good. That is for sure. Van Broekhoven was looking good. He's coming out the right-hand side now. You can see him on that gun sail. He's not going to be first, but he's definitely in the mix. He's crossing. He's pretty much going to cross most of them. He's going to miss the top two. I think that's the phantom sail of Alexander Cousin, who's looking good. And Van Broekhoven is crossing everyone apart from two riders. So Stephen Van Broekhoven looking very good for a good mark rounding. The Gastra of maybe Nicholas Goya is in the mix. Actually, both Gastras are up there. So Curdle is up there. Oh, and he just manages to get ahead of Van Broekhoven. Van Broekhoven tacks behind. But Van Broekhoven looking in a very good position. He's probably going to be rounding in the top few. Hopefully get some radio contact. That is the windward mark. Oh, that is definitely not Alexander Cousin, is it? It doesn't look like it. There's the Gastras. As we go around the top. We'll try and pick them out as they come round. Let's stay on that shot, boys, when they tack round, just so we can see. It's going to be the Severn. Let's clip back to the shot. Okay, I think Steven Van Broekhoven. Is it? Go on, please be Steven Van Broekhoven. It's got to be. Have we got another shot? No? Okay, so it looks like we're not hearing anything over the radio. That's Steve Allen. That's for sure Steve Allen on our shot. Okay, so it is Steve Allen rounding first. Pizza Lover, I take it back. Let's stay on that shot just so we can see the rest of the riders. Otherwise, we're going to be commentating blind a little bit. Okay, well, we got Steve Allen leading. And he's going to be the main focus, I think, for this downwind. Not hearing anything over the radio. Steve Allen looking good, though. Pizza Lover, I told you. Well, you were right, mate. We're struggling with a bit of signals from the drones. There's a few Wi-Fi signals interfering by the sounds of it. So if you're wondering where the drones are gone, we're getting some interference. So hopefully we can work that out. But there we go. That looks like Gonzalo Costa-Hovel. We've got the German coming through as well. Is that Tony Willem? Could be. We got Julian Bontemps coming through. So it's always difficult on these downwinds to work out the angles. That's why we do need those drones. So hopefully we can get those pictures back pretty soon. But Steve Allen keeping it consistent, keeping it up there. He's got a cut down Severn formula sail. So he obviously likes it. Obviously working well for him, just doing these little pumps. He told me he's got a very soft mast in that sail, so he can't do any big pumps. It's just like little tweaky pumps, he said. But it seems to be working. He just says it feels like he's not really doing much. But he's obviously doing quite a bit because he's leading by quite some way as well. Looking very comfortable at the front of the fleet. See the Gastras coming in from the other side. Trying to spot where Mr. Van Broekhoven is. He's dropped back. We always like to see a new bloke at the top of the fleet. We got excited for a bit there, didn't I? Got one of the Severns down this side. Could be Gonzalo Costa-Hovel. If it is, he has won this event for the last 3 years running. So it wouldn't surprise me if he's making a big challenge here on the left-hand side. But, oh, that could be him right down the bottom. Have we got the leader? Because Steve Allen, if Steve Allen wasn't the leader, someone has come right out the right-hand side on that Severn. Any guesses? Well, Steve Allen won't be leading around the bottom mark. The question is, was he reading around the top mark? There's one of the boys. Yeah, that is the boy down that bottom end. So maybe that... Sorry, we're just seeing different... Okay, so we just picked up... Steve Allen wasn't on that shot, that's why. Steve Allen's still in first place. Looks like... guess Gonzalo Costa-Hovel in second. Yeah, Gonzalo Costa-Hovel in second. So first Steve Allen, Gonzalo in second. Then we got Julien Bontemps from France in third place. Fourth place, I'm sure. No, it might be Alexander Cousin. And then we've got Nicolas Goya. Then we've got another Phantom rider. It's all on. Looking pretty solid from the top boys. Steve Allen, Gonzalo Costa-Hovel. Not seen the Zoolander. He's nowhere to be seen at the moment. The big Dutchman. And as they're getting ready for this bottom mark, it's going to be Steve Allen to go round in first place. Nice mark rounding for him, but a tighter mark rounding for Gonzalo Costa-Hovel, and puts in a few pumps just to gain those few little meters upwind, which can make all the difference when you get the shifts. Julien Bontemps just coming round now. Looking very solid in third place. And then we've got, actually it's Curdle on the gas straight in fourth place. And then we've got Alexander Cousin just behind him. Just coming round. We've got another French rider on the Phantom. France 55, I think it is. And we got Germany 3, which is Tony Willem, I think. We got GBR 10 doing well. That's our man, Bloodworth, Henry Bloodworth. He's had some good ones. We've got Nicholas Vorenberg. We've got the Swiss rider. Got the two Swiss boys. They've been fighting it out. Stauffacher and Colombo. Pastor just coming through. And here he is just now, is Luke Van Opsieland is just come through now. So must have had a pretty bad upwind on that first one. Maybe had a little bit of a collision with Steven Van Broekhoven. Maybe it was him who had that little bit of a moment. We'll have to wait and see what he says afterwards. You can't afford. You've got to be consistent in this game. So, who's going to be leading at the top of the second upwind? Will it be Gonzalo Costa-Hovel? Will it be Steve Allen? These boys are master tacticians. They've been up there in the formula for a long time.
Channel 1, Channel 2.
Still not hearing much from our radio. I don't know if it just doesn't work in our box, but we're not hearing anything over the radio. We've got 7 to 9 knots, so really light out there at the moment. Steve Allen, Costa-Hovel, second and third in the overalls at the moment. And Julien Bontemps fourth. They're all equal on 22 points. And guess who are 1, 2 and 3 in this race? Yes, Steve Allen, Gonzalo Costa-Hovel, Julien Bontemps in that order. Curdle as well in fifth. He was actually in that order as well. So going pretty much with the top seeds in this race right now.
All the freestylers. 4:30. We're gonna treat you well. We'll go to the report tent. We have physios here, and we offer you some free massage just next.
Okay, sorry, just hearing over the tannoy, there's free massages on there. Oh, what about the commentator? Just do with the massage as we're waiting for this upwind. Steve Allen is the first to tack, and he looks like he's in control still at the moment. So Steve Allen and Gonzalo Costa-Hovel looks like they're 1 and 2. Where is Julien Bontemps? Doesn't look like he's going to be challenged at the moment in those top 2 positions.
On the main stage, they're gonna present the new sales 2020 with the team riders, Foilmania and acting world champion.
I'm trying to say no helmets. It's not. You don't have to wear a helmet on in the IFCA rules. Apparently, that's a Peterway rule. So riders can choose to wear them or not.
Great dance show. Our B-boys, Team Austria on the main stage.
Some riders, I think, wear them because they're wary of other riders. But Gonzalo Costa-Hovel has just kind of showed some speed here on Steve Allen. But has he got the height? It's always difficult to tell from these low angles on the actual height and the pointing ability of both riders. So although it looked like Gonz has gone underneath him, it depends on the angle. If Steve is just holding his line nice and high, he's still going to be in the lead. And it does look like Steve Allen is still leading at the top of this second lap. If we're just going past the boy. Steve Allen's first to attack. Stay there, boys. Okay, there's Julian Bontemps. Oh, he looks like he's made ground. Let's follow. Okay. I didn't see that crossover. Was Bontemps ahead? Steve Allen cross ahead of Bontemps then, or did Bontemps cross ahead? If it is, it's a big comeback for Julian Bontemps. But again, without seeing that crossover, difficult to make a prediction. Or it looks like Steve Allen's going to make that mark. Has he made the ley line? Oh, he hasn't. Oh, this could be a costly error for Steve Allen. He has not made the windward mark, and Bontemps has had an amazing upwind, and Julian Bontemps, the Olympic medalist, has come through into first place. So what an upwind from Julian Bontemps. Second place is going to be Gonzalo Costa-Hovel, Alexander Kuzan in third place, Kurdle in fourth, and Steve Allen dropping all the way back to fifth place with a little mistake on the ley line. A disaster for the Australian, and it's going to cost him some serious places. If he'd have just gone a few more meters and made that ley line, no doubt he would have been in the top three, if not first. So impressive stuff. Julian Bontemps. You've got to remember, he's using a 9.0. It's not the 10. It's the 9.0. The Neil Pride can't use the 10 meter. So Julian Bontemps is a bit of a disadvantage. He's using a smaller sail. But the guy is super fit, proper pro. I used to race with Julian back in the day. I think I did a lower with him and then did a bit of Mistral. Obviously, he went on to win Olympic medal. I did not. So maybe he's a bit better than me. He's got some skills, though. Gonzalo Costa-Hovel is carrying on a very good run of results. Looking in second place at the moment. If he could hold that, it would definitely round out a great day. I don't know how many more races we're going to do today. We'll have to wait for the call from the organiser. But I would say Julian Bontemps is at a disadvantage on the downwind. When you haven't got the power, you can't go as deep. And just looking at that, Gonzalo Costa-Hovel looks like he's making good ground at a little bit of a broader angle. Although it could have been the gust, because as Gonz has got closer, he's having to take a more flatter line. And Bontemps, he's looking like he means it though, isn't he? He hasn't stopped pumping, just trying to keep the pressure on as he jibes through. Really nice jibe from Bontemps. Steve Allen coming through on that right hand side with a lot of speed as well though. I don't know if we can get the drone up. Maybe we'll get a shot from the drone as Gonz is making it. Just having a look out the window, see if we can see what's going on. It's very difficult to see from this flat angle of the lines that everyone's making. But Gonzalo Costa-Hovel, I think, is making good ground down that left-hand side. And that is Gonzalo on your screens right now. You'll see Julian Bontemps maybe coming into shot pretty soon. There he is. That's Julian Bontemps. And for me, it looks like Gonzalo might have got the run on Bontemps at the moment. So it's a really good downwind from Gonzalo Costa-Hovel. They've got Steve Allen and Alexander Kuzan making very good movements behind him as Bontemps is increasing the speed though. And Bontemps is on the inside. So he's found some speed in a gust on the inside of Gonzalo Costa-Hovel. So it will be advantage Julian Bontemps, I think. Yes, it is. Lovely downwind in the end from Julien Bontemps. So Julien jives second, but he's got that inside line. There's a bit more speed. He's just pumping to keep the speed on, and he's going to have a nice run here. He's got the disadvantage of the 9-0, but there's less drag, so maybe it's going to pay off. So Bontemps round in first. Second place, Costa Hovel. Alexander Kuzan, another good rounding from him in third. We got fourth place, Steve Allen. And then fifth place, it looks like another Neil Pride rider. Who is going to win the out-and-out speed battle on this last reach? Julien Bontemps looking quick at the moment. He's got Gonzalo Costa Hovel. He's probably just going to be happy to settle for a second place. Looking at that gap, it's going to be a hard one to close in, and there's no point in, you know, risking a crash like we saw with Nicolas Goya in the race before. So Julien Bontemps, another one who's had a very consistent day. So Julien Bontemps looks like he's got this wrapped up as he comes in close to the line here. France number 6, to say ex-Olympic medalist. Or Olympic medalist, I should say. And there he goes, crossed the line in first place. Second place, Gonzalo Costa Hovel, another top result for him today. Alexander Kuzan having a fight with Steve Allen here. It's going to go down to the wire, I think. Steve Allen might have just snuck that one. It depends on that line, but a good result for Steve Allen. And I think that was Colombo coming through on the Neil Pride. We've got Curdle who dropped back a little bit on that line. Curdle going through now. This is Matrovic. Matrovic having a fight with Swiss 31. Stauffacher, I think it is. Difficult to call who got it. There we go. Great race from Bontemps. Come around that bottom, you know, leeward mark in third place and made some serious ground on the leaders. Went round the top mark in first place after I've got to say it's a mistake from Steve Allen. Just couldn't get the ley line right, and that has definitely cost him. That has definitely cost him. I've just seen the Brit cross the line as well. Henry Bloodworth. And there we go. Luke Van Opsieland. Not such a good result for him today. Swiss 601. One of the boys. One of the Swiss boys I met last night. Good fellas. Oh, Nicolas Goya. He has been up and down and around, hasn't he? He's never the most consistent. He always has some big results, but this was obviously a tricky one. There must have been a few guys who went a certain way on that first upwind, and it's definitely cost them the points. A few guys going over now. So yeah, we've still got riders crossing the line, still racing, having their own battles with each other. It's not always about the leaders, you know, when you're racing you can definitely have your own battles. It can be super fun. Okay, so how does that leave the standings? We should have a look, do some quick sums. Gonzalo Costa Hovel, well actually no, Julien Bontemps will jump up into second place. Luke Van Opsieland will be still leading due to his discards. He can just discard his result and count whatever that, just discard that one and count his third place. So he will have 11 points. Gonzalo Costa Hovel will have Julian Bontemps will have 22, I guess, 0.7. So you don't get 0.7 on IFCA, so you get 1. So we have 23 points. Gonzalo Costahovel will get a second, so we have 24 points. Steve Allen, I think, might have snuck in with the third there. He will have 25, so it'll be 1 point separating all those boys. But Steve Allen's the big loser. Big loser. He will drop from second to fourth place. Julian will jump from fourth to second, and Costahovel will stay in third place. So yeah, there's been a few movers and shakers in the racing today. How many races will we have? We don't know. We hopefully will know. Excuse me, my voice is already going. I don't know if it's the altitude causing havoc with the vocal cords. We're going to take a short break though, and we'll be back to you pretty soon and let you know what is going on.
Ladies and gents, welcome back to the 2019 Engadinwind. This year, it's all about Foilmania.
I'm gonna chase it, and I'm gonna chase it. I know we can't ignore it, no matter how hard we try. And I'm gonna chase it.
The morning provided glassy conditions, the perfect opportunity for tow-in freestyle. So the best in the world took to the winch and threw down huge moves.
Fire in the veins, I fight to gain, breaking all the rules to keep me sane. I'm gonna chase it, and I'm gonna chase it. I know we can't ignore it, no matter how hard we try. And I'm gonna chase it, and I'm gonna chase it. I know we can't ignore it, no matter how hard we try. No matter how hard we try.
Insane action gave way to some incredible windsurfing, as those experienced on the foil took to the water for some high-flying, tactical racing. And that's just day one. We've got 3 more days to go. Plenty of action to watch. You want to see it live? You can check our social channels for more. Stay tuned.
Alrighty, so we just heard from the organizer there might not be any more races today. And it's not looking, the wind has dropped a little bit. I think they're pretty happy with the way it's gone. It's about 4:30 local time, and it's gone a bit funky out there. There's still people flying around on foils, but we've had 9 races. We've got a bit of a shift in the results. We've still got Luke van Opsieland in the lead. We've got second place Julian Bontemps, third place Gonzalo Costa-Hovel, and fourth place now is Steve Allen. So that is the way the results are finishing up. We're told we're going offline now, so we'll have to stay tuned to all the highlights. The highlights will be coming from day number 2 here at the Venora Engadinwind, brought to you by Dakine. We're going to do a bit of a roundup of the towing, a bit of a roundup of the racing, as well as I guess there'll be a bit of freestyle foil expression session in there as well. So stay tuned to that on all the channels, and join us tomorrow for day number 3. We've got the big one tomorrow. The marathon is coming. There's going to be 150 crafts, I should say, on the water, because it's a mixture of different sailing crafts. We've got kites, sailboats, and windsurfing, and foiling, and everything, I think. So that's going to be definitely one not to be missed. We've also got the final of the towing coming up. It's going to go off. The forecast is looking great, as it always is here in Switzerland at Silverplana. So see you tomorrow for day number 3.